So you're up there. It's one of the tallest. So the Finella used to be right here, and on its 100th anniversary, they decided to take it out. So they deassembled it back to the original 24 sections that we got it from France. They took it with a crane through these windows on this part of the building and placed it here in the museum where you see it today. But the Coast Guard have always maintained this as an active lighthouse. And in the fall of last year, this is our current beacon, the light you see outside the window. So basically, this puts out the white flash every 15 seconds. Each one of those discs add more intensity to the light, which is LED. And it's able to go 14.5 nautical miles, so it's basically hitting the horizon. And it's like a disc. It's a white disc shape. So you can see it over here, over there, over there. And I have talked to Mariner's tugboat operator who did say he had seen it way out on the horizon. So that was cool.
And it helps them to navigate around.
He uses it for distance, and some people do still navigate by the Puerto Rico Lighthouse, even though they have all those instruments.
Yeah.
Also, we're aware of solar flares and storms. We're not always sure what they might do to the frequency of the satellites. So this is a really cool backup system. You don't want to keep anybody stranded out there. It'd be awful.
And how old is the lighthouse?
This particular one was completed in 1908.
1908.
After the 1906 earthquake, but the stairs you came up are the original stairs, are from 1869.
Yeah, those are awesome though. They're so well built. I mean, as much as I was struggling getting up them, they're really very well built.
I know, this whole place is made to last. That's something our ancestors did well in certain things. So I'm going to point out a few things. This is Devil's Punch Bowl. As you see, it no longer resembles the sinkhole that it used to resemble. Also was a blowhole, had an under tunneling from the north. It still has that, but it no longer is the only one. There's about 5 inlets into the ocean in turn. You can see where the erosion is getting very rapid.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're cleared up. Sweet.
What a difference.
And then over here, about 1.5 miles separate from the point, you will see a wave. Maybe it's a little quiet today. But what that wave is breaking on is a wash rock. What a wash rock is an upcropping of the crust. This one is named Arena Rock. It's a 10-acre mountain, and it's only 6 to 10 feet under the water. So historically,
how far is it? You can
well, it's 1.5 miles. Usually it breaks away, but it's quiet today.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple little swells, but it's not really.
How would the ship know that there's the rock?
They did hit the rocks, but the reason a lot of mariners know what a wash rock, signs to look for, but some don't.
Okay.
And they did hit them. I mean, it looks like a very nice place to come and hang out.
Yeah, right.
But because of this is why a lot of ships went down. That's one of the functions of this particular lighthouse. Warn them of that. Also, this lighthouse is one of the first lighthouses mariners come upon when they're out there, because it's so far out on the point and the height. The Point Cabrera they come upon second if they come closer to the landmass.
Right.
But this one they can see way out there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, because I used to go albacore fishing, and sometimes we go out 20 miles. And when we come back, and we finally see the lighthouse, it's like, oh!
So I may have been sitting for that part of it. What is the range for the visibility of the lighthouse?
This particular one, because of the height, and depending on the visibility of the distance, the original Fresnel lens, listen up, the original Fresnel lens, because of the intensity of light, the height of the lighthouse, and the nature of the point was able to go 21.5 miles.
Wow. Okay.
And so this one's going 14.5, so it's not just the light, it's also the height and the nature of the point that adds to the variance of the distance of this particular light. So it's very
And the
important.
weather conditions.
Oh,
Obviously.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a given, and it's never the same.
So do you live here, or who lives, does anyone live here on the Lighthouse?
Oh, most of
Or-
us who work here, no, we live in the community.
Oh, okay.
I live over there in Manchester.
So they don't have like a custodial guy that, or woman, a couple? Because I've
No.
seen some places where they have like employment for someone has to be there for 2
Yes.
years.
Yeah. No, we don't have that
Okay.
here. But we have, yeah, we're all live locally.
So that's good, you don't have to be stuck.
So this light goes automatically at night, or?
All the time, 24/7.
24/7, wow.
Yeah. So I want to point out a couple more things real quick.
Okay,
Over here is an unusual beach. It's a sandy beach, runs from Irish Beach to the Garcia Estuary. It's a 6-mile sandy beach, known as Manchester State Beach. From the Garcia Estuary, that lake, and then the estuary over to Sea Lion Rock. That is a national monument known as the Arenas Renata National Monument. It's 1,400 acres open to the people.
1400.
And it's one of the few places the marine sanctuary actually comes upon the landmass itself.
oh,
And
nice.
it was donated by Larry and Jr. that live right over there, which is very kind of them. And finally,
Uh-huh.
that line of trees you see in the distance?
Yes.
Beyond that line of trees is a barn. The barn is on Otter Creek. Otter Creek follows the San Andreas Fault, so that's where the San Andreas Fault enters the Pacific Ocean itself. We're on the Pacific Plate, and that's a continent plate just north of us. So you look at the striation of the rock on this part of the point,
Mhm.
you can see how the Pacific Plate is actually being pressured by the continent plate as the striation is more
Is
coming
that where the
up.
rock that is coming out?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like
Wow.
a waffling effect.
I was wondering
Really? Yeah.
I know.
Why it ended up like that?
It's amazing. The plate dynamics, the earth dynamics is just.
So
love
did
it.
Point Arena ever have a history of tsunami or anything? Like in Yuba City or?
Tsunami, they weren't as major like Japan.
Uh-huh.
I've had 2 tsunami warnings since '97. Cigna had 1, so we get them.
Uh-huh.
But where the triology of fault lines are up at Cape Mendocino, they are really fearful. Well, I talked to a geologist,
Yeah.
seismologist.
Yeah.
He's saying that one, if it goes off, could cause us a big tsunami.
A disastrous tsunami, because these are
Yeah.
just tsunami warnings, so they didn't materialize into anything.
Well, the one from
disastrous.
Japan, I kind of missed. I was home, but my family all went over the hill because we didn't know. We had no idea.
Yeah.
But people were up at Irish Beach were watching it. And what they said is they did see the water go all the way out and then
Oh,
away from
really?
them, but it wasn't
Wow.
what they were expecting.
Uh-huh.
I just stayed with my animals
Right.
and hoped it didn't happen.
So if a tsunami ever hit, would it, I don't understand the complete dynamics of a tsunami, but would the lighthouse be okay if a tsunami hit? Would the tsunami hit up to the lighthouse?
Oh, that's a big tsunami.
Or
I think
how
serious.
far,
That's
how far did they
115
go?
feet. If we had a 115-foot wave,
Uh-huh,
it's not really a wave, it's a wall of water.
okay.
I don't think anything would survive. I don't see how. I
Okay.
really don't.
But I love this program Sunday morning, so maybe about a month ago, they had this geologist, and they were talking about the plates, and that it's just a matter of time before there is something happening.
Yeah.
But that they were forecasting mostly like Mendocino north to the state of Washington, that coastline.
Uh-huh.
And that's why we were in Mendocino, we were in Fort Bragg, and we noticed that there's so much real estate for sale, and I'm wondering if people are taking that to heart.
No.
What do you think? No.
No, I
Is
think-
real
I
estate
think-
always for sale up there?
Yeah, no, I think after the recession, I
Uh-huh.
think that now since the market's turned around, a lot of people held out.
Oh,
And now
I
they
see.
So now they're able to hopefully sell.
Uh-huh.
I think a lot of people, that's why you see a lot of
It's
Unless they know
amazing.
something, I don't know.
Okay, I know, we're not in the market, but I was just curious because it just seemed like, gee, there's a lot of real estate.
Yeah, I think a lot of people held off.
Yes,
Oh, I see.
until the market
Okay.
came
Well,
back.
As the market started
Good
to
to
come
know.
back for a lot of people out there. I mean, we got hit last. I think the inner part of the
Yeah.
area got hit first, like San Francisco, and we're still recovering out of it.
Oh, I
But,
see.
Yeah.
But
It's
you
turning
noticed at a
around.
point